So what's going on, guys? I want to do a quick reflection video. I don't know what you're going through. I don't know what's been happening to your life, your family, your circumstance, whether it's the world around you or whether it's certain things that are happening to you in your individual life. But I want to remind you of something. It's a problem that I admittingly go through all the time that I still have to learn from this lesson because it's easy for me to react. It's easy for me to come to conclusions, judgments, and just think that God is not hearing me. He's not seeing it the way that I think I should be seeing it, whatever it is. And oftentimes what God will do is to get you to repeat some of these circumstances until you wake up and you realize that you have to trust God in everything that's going on. It's not according to your vision, your way, your will, but that God, he has a bigger plan. He has a bigger purpose. Jeremiah 1:5 says, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I sanctified you. I ordained you a prophet to the nations," talking about Jeremiah. Ephesians 1:4-5, just as he chose us in him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and without blame before him in love, having predestined us to adoption as sons by Jesus Christ to himself, according to the good pleasure of his will. If God knew your life, who you were, who you were going to be before you were formed in your womb, before the foundation of the world, how could he not take the smallest occurrence, the smallest detail, everything that's happening, and not give you what's best for you as long as you trust him, as long as you are not your own demise of your future, of the plan that God has for you. So stop reacting, stop taking things to your own hands, matters into your own hands, thinking that you've got to fix it, that you've got to react, that you've got to do something, that you've got to proclaim something that's different, that you got to just shout a little bit louder, that you got to do certain things to help God in a sense. But really, God has all of it in his control. And even as I speak this to myself, it's reminding me, preaching to myself, that God, he has the best in mind for me, for his people, for this nation, for whatever is going on. So even if you look at something, it's not what you expect. It's not in the timing that you expect. It's too late. It's dragged on far too long. When is it going to come around? I'm losing my patience. All of these reactionary thoughts, let it go. If this is happening to you, let it go. And just really trust the fact that God has his hand, his people, his nation, your life, my life in his hands. He's going to give you that deliverance. He's going to give you that open door. He's going to allow certain solutions, certain things at his proper timing to come about. And what you got to realize is that literally you are so important to the Lord. You are a child of God. And before he formed you, before he created you, before he allowed you to experience anything, he allowed you, or he's allowing you to go through this situation right now for a reason. And whether you've invested into this relationship, into this process for so many years, so many months, you think it's a waste. It's not. God is using it. He's using all things for his good to those that are called according to his purpose. And he's going to use whatever meaningless thing that you think is bad for his good, for your good. And so you have to let go. You have to stop reacting. You have to stop coming to these preconceived notions, these judgments of what you think it means. But realize that it could be something completely different. So stop reacting, stop judging, stop pointing, stop thinking that you've got to get angry, that you got to get upset, that you've got to cut them off, that you've got to embrace that person or that thing, that circumstance, whatever it is. Stop reacting, let it go, and trust God. God, he's shaping your character. He's shaping my character. He's shaping many of us, because this time, if he wants to use you for big things, if he wants to upgrade you, he has to deal with your character, and especially how he's allowing you to trust him. You can't look at a circumstance, a future, a blessing, an open door without first giving glory and honor to God, credit to God, because in hindsight, when you look back, you're going to say that was a miracle of God. That was only God who did this. The story that he crafted for your life, for this nation, for his people, for the circumstance is only done by the power of God. And that testament, that credit that God deserves, he needs to get it. So just trust him. Let it go and trust him. Love you guys. Talk to you guys very soon.